Day 12. In the ghost house. This is also not the voice he did in that series. Does anyone even understand what I'm talking about? It's not even like the popular thing that guy did, so like, why do I keep going back to it? Okay, so I want to check out some things out here, even more of them than usual. And it might negatively impact my steps before we even get started. Which is interesting. It is like it's a bit of like a weighted clothing situation. Or it's some risk reward maybe if some of these things might benefit you in a run, but you enter the run with fewer and fewer steps the more things you do outside before going in, maybe. But steps have frequently not been quite my limitation. It's constantly gems and keys stopping me from just being able to build the mansion I need. The point where I'm starting to feel like I'm playing the game wrong. First of all, can you collect any of these gems? They're very big, but no. Ah, you can't get any gems from in here, man. Oop. But this is where one of the thingies is. Okay, so some of these are in permanent overworld changes, which are not the ones that you're placing back at the other place. I wonder if it is 4 specific things, or if there's more than 4 of them, and you just need to find 4 of them to get that first, like, milestone of whatever that does, and then something else happens, maybe if you get more of them, or maybe it's just, they just want to make it more easy than being everywhere. Because 2 of them are inside of the modular thingy, and one of them is all the way over here, in a different system, arguably. Here is the last of the equipment for the new mine. I don't think we're gonna need more than this, especially if we're gonna limit excavation to 2 stones per day. I was told by the engineer that getting greedier than that might risk the structural integrity of the cave walls, so I suppose we'll have to adhere to his expert opinion, at least for now. Is that a thing? I don't know much about mining specifically as a geologist. It doesn't seem like it'd be a thing. It's not like the walls are gonna heal, really. Maybe they settle a bit, but I figure mostly it's just like you gotta put in supports to keep your passage safe. There might be directions that are dangerous to dig in, but I don't think the speed is necessarily what's going to change things there. We managed to remove all but 1 mine cart from the old tunnels, 2 of which were too rusted and worn down to be of any use to us up here. So Dave went ahead and made the call to scrap them. I'm not sure that the foreman is going to be too happy about that, but hopefully you can smooth it over. Now, there is still 1 more cart down there, but it's locked on a short track and it's way too difficult to move from the reservoir side. It's a little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so I suggest someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. The boss informed us that there are 2 other ways into that site from that side, but I think we're going to leave that for someone else to finish up if the old man really wants it done. Let's see. The old tunnels. There's 1 cart blocking a path. It's too difficult to move from the reservoir side, so I need to go find the other way. There's 2 ways to get there, but we don't know. It doesn't say what they are. Just trying to make sure I learn the information I'm supposed to learn from that. So there's a mine cart blocking a tunnel somewhere, but it's not here in the mine. And I need to find a different way to get to that place from the other side in order to open it, which really suggests a lot of, like, other stuff going on in this game. Like, just a lot more overworld stuff. I'm already down 5 steps, so that's a rough start. Okay, so the heart is gone. But I wrote 1128 in my notes, in a heart. That's a sound. You don't even pull on it, it opens on its own. And now we can go in here. Is this also a permanent up? Oop. The apple orchard's been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, start each day with an extra 20 steps? Oh, damn. That's huge. Okay, so these upgrades really make your runs easier then. Shit. Okay. Good to know. I feel even sillier now for not immediately opening it because I got just distracted by all my other thoughts and goals and the fountain and so on. Because yesterday, steps were one of my limitations. So now I permanently have that one sometimes upgrade from the spa. I just have it all the time, but I can still get the spa for 20 more steps on top of that. Is there anything in the apple orchard? Like maybe another gas valve, so I can really freak out about whatever that unlocks. Is that a sundial? Oh, that's a gas valve. Yeah, there's probably more than 4 of these. What does this do? Oh, this is an exciting progress episode right now. And I'm just cashing in all the stuff that I did before, because I haven't done anything this episode, really. I mean, like, I haven't started yet. Weird elevator? It looks like the freaking witness one. Except it's diagonal. Another way of going down? Is it different from the one in the fountain, I wonder? Did I just make all the smoke end? All the smoke stopped because I redirected it. That's interesting. Sundial. I don't think I have a reason to try to read it, really, but it do be there, being a sundial. This might be one of the books I could have ordered, and now I just know what it says. What's that? I think it's a little stand for plants and whatnot, a support. Gardener's Logbook, April 10th, 1992 to unspecified final date. When I first came on the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of his improvidence, in the first few months of my post, I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparting wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some record of any dealings of the estate, in as much as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Robert Nogula, groundskeeper. Among my many commissioned duties, I have been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, entrance drive, and east yard. Fortunately for my workload, and the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Epson's death and the ensuing closure of the west wing. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeeping and light groundskeeping. The majority of these, I discovered, are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, patio veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden all fall within this category. They're specifying you can only make these things on the wings. The terrace, the patio veranda, morning room, greenhouse, secret garden. So greenhouse has to be placed along the side walls. To some extent, I might want to like revisit my approach a little bit and try to go north from all directions as best I can and not touch the walls immediately, then branch back to the walls to build certain things instead of trying to build directly along the walls, just because some of these things can only be built around there, and when I'm trying to build in a straight line, I'd be less likely to pick them because they have to be external doors. Not all green things have to be external, because some of them are like little internal roofless spots. Oh my god. There's soil levels? The soil survey. One of the few tasks I undertook as groundskeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both the east and west wings of the house, and while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from the survey only ever appear in the wings. Okay. Is that true, though? There's some green rooms that appear in the middle, and you can plant stuff there. I think stuff is planted there. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship to the amount of fruit spread from the gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. So the gardens and greenhouse can help me get fruit, which means more steps, and I haven't had access to them, so that's rough. But I got 20 steps just for getting this place in the first place. I don't remember if I've ever placed the greenhouse or the garden. Smudge pots. A few years ago, the Baron made the long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside of the house are still connected and powered by gas line? Is that, can you have one word, gas line? Including, but not limited to, the orchard's smudge pots. The smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are critical necessity thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. Huh. I wonder if I just turn this place off and the apples are going to die now? After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion, and I've submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda, currently in the cloister, with the much more appropriate angel, Rynna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday. And she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. Truth be told, I have forgotten how to access the inner garth, and I'm too scared of chastisement to probe for the particulars for a third time. My best rendition, pretty good considering I have only ever seen Rynna's depiction in the chapel. So that's from, Rynna is one of the ones from the chapel, yeah, one of those stained glass windows. This is the one that's carrying the hoe. Okay, so yeah, this was probably not rentable in the library, because there aren't copies of it. It's a one-person journal. So the apples might not yield apples while this is turned, but I do want to have access to the elevator. And it didn't say that I was losing the 20-step bonus, so maybe the daily yield of apples just isn't very important because nobody's even here. I'm sure that when I successfully inherit this property and all of the workers return, they'll be aghast at the many, many things that I've changed and shifted around while I was gone. This one doesn't even say locked, it just doesn't react. So maybe it never opens. Don't know what that even goes to. It's just a closed door. That looks like there's power lines going there, or they might just be going over it. Now they're going down into it. Whatever that is has power. Well, we obviously have to check out the elevator. I did all that work to open the fountain and can't get past the locked basement. I don't know if this connects to that too. That's just another blocked thing we don't have context for right now. And all the way in here is the series of boxes, which I don't have reason to think I can get past right now, but walking in might cost me a step. Hello! That was a little eerie. At first I thought the sounds I was hearing were happening in real life. It's spookums down here. Ooh, am I here? Oh yeah! The weird spots I was seeing at the beginning, we're actually approaching them. The openings in the mountain. Scripps and Rudford Mining Company. Excavation Department. Foreman's Log 3. Date 7/2/1915. As our client, Thomas Sinclair, suspected, the arches that were visible from the south cliff were part of a much longer arcade carved into the rock face. Last week, when our crew first arrived, only 2 supporting pillars were visible, but after only a few days of clearing vines, moss, and dirt, we've uncovered a dozen more. Our exploration so far has been limited and entirely superficial, as every shaft we have surveyed has ended abruptly, and every promising path leading deeper into the mountain has been blocked by tunnels packed tight with soil, rock, and debris. This site is either much older than we had first assumed, or someone deliberately had these chambers buried. Oh, this is surreal. You really get this is where we're really getting into this place feeling like some kind of like Myst-style location where some hot nonsense is going on. Who built this? It's both a really cool hallway and a terrifying one because there's so many giant drops without so much as a guardrail or anything. Ooh, okay, even more mist now. A chess piece that's shaped like the building. Okay, is it time to use my information I was gathering? So we have the white pawn, knight, bishop, rook, queen, king. What do I have? I have a white bishop in the chapel. Wait. But yeah, rooms don't have specific locations. This is important to think about. Now that we know that the paintings change and don't match the room but the location, do the chess pieces change based on the location? That would make sense for this. It would mean my entire page of notes about chess pieces is wrong, and I need to go back and start over. But I can use this page to compare what I have so far. Let's see, I have a white bishop, a white knight again, and a white rook. Did I find those white knights in the same run, or was there only one white knight? Well, yeah, I have all these notes. I have written down the locations of like 10 of the chess pieces. Not all of them are white, but we have a fair number of these found already. So I can go, when I'm in those rooms again, I can compare the notes. I can, next time I get any of these rooms again, I can see if the chess piece is the same. Because it's statistically unlikely that I've placed the room in the exact same location again. So if the chess piece changes, then that means that they change based on the location, and the location is where the chess pieces go. In which case I need to draw another big grid and fill them in that way. Also, are there gold chess pieces, or are those just lighting? It definitely felt like they were a weird yellowish gold color because they seem to contradict the surrounding lighting and aren't this bluish whitish color. In fact, these actually might be intentionally blue and not white, because even here, those are white chess pieces right there. I'm sorry, those are white squares. That's blue. So these are blue chess pieces. And that has me wondering if I even have seen a blue chess piece before. And have I been calling those white? Maybe. Because given lighting and stuff, you could reasonably guess that might be what they're showing as, but no, here we have white for contrast, so we know that that's blue. We've got a blue and black dress situation, where I'm seeing it as white and gold. Oh no. Okay, so that's important to know about. There is a big old chess grid, some kind of door that doesn't open. Foreman's copy, do not remove from sight. Realm and blah blah blah. Sigils of the Past and Present by Professor R. Willard. Introduction. The first era found either of natural resulting from the creations that were accustomed to record various signs of the aid of. They did this in order that the of the realm might not be understood by strangers. Historically speaking, sigils are not a new tradition. They have been found in every era and every culture and predate both written text and heraldic arts. However, today, when we use the term sigil, we are referring specifically to realm sigils, those crude circular marks of designation found on royal artifacts, buildings, and older documents. This book was written to make simple the understanding of these fascinating glyphs and to clearly display the correlation between each sigil and the iconography of the realm's royal art. How is the image of a leafless burning tree seen in geometric lines? And what does that tell us of a kingdom's history? Each line, each circle, and each variation tells a story of the land. Even the adorned borders around the sigils have special meaning. The kind of versions of what we saw with the map and everything. This really is going like full. I mean, this game is probably inspired by House of Leaves in like a lot of ways. The sigil. To understand the realm sigil, we must first dismantle the symbol and we must first dismantle the symbol and identify the individual elements that make up the whole. Each sigil is composed of 4 things: the core, divining lines, rays, the moats, the border. Okay. We saw a weird shape in the middle of the dartboard, and I feel like the dartboard might be in some way usable as a sigil at some point. I feel like we're going in that direction. Because all of these are the elements that make up a dartboard. Obviously other more obvious sigils too. Here we go. The core. At the center of each sigil is a unique shape, different for each realm. If the core gives us a name, then the rest of the sigil tells us the history behind the name. Still, it is important to be able to identify and distinguish the core as a first step in deciphering any sigil, as all the other parts are meaningless if we don't first know the place we are describing. And then immediately we lose the, what the series of symbols are. Okay, so this might be important for classroom stuff later. Let's see. Sigil cores. Realms. Could be doing a better job at drawing some of these. It's like an hourglass. It's like a heart chevron. That's the 2 mountains. I imagine the 2 mountains are where we are right now. That's AR. The heart is core. Hourglass is ER. Tall one is Orin. And the top right one, or the, sorry, top right one of my journal. The diamondy thingy is iron. By which I mean the chemical symbol for iron. So I wrote down what we have so far. Those are obviously the beginnings of the words, and we don't know the rest of them yet, but that's a really strong indicator of what they are, because as I learn the realm names, which I have to some extent but don't have memorized, I can fill them in here, and that'll be very helpful to know going forward, so that's good. The rays. Earth, the core will come splitting the sigil from one sigil to another, in different number, style, and the differences that immediately reveals different things about the realm. Counting the sigil will transport. Okay, so I imagine this is a book I can maybe rent from the library. Ship rays, carriages, trails, locomotion. So they're about transportation, maybe. Entire page is fucking gone. Wavy lines are used to indicate extreme heat. The scorched air and blazing sun cause the otherwise straight rays to appear shimmering. A rainy realm is indicated with rays of 3 vertical lines. Storm. Dotted line is snow. Windy is curve. Okay. Heat. Rain. Storm. Snow. Wind. Not that hard to record that for future use. Motes. On each sigil floating between the rays are small figures called motes. From the shape and style of the motes used in a sigil, we can tell the type of society a given realm proclaimed, if they considered themselves mighty in arms or blessed by artistic and economic fortune. Tribal. Hunters and gatherers. Agricultural. Farming, yeah. Martial. Military. Chunks missing for that one. Metropolitan. Academic. Industrial. Spiritual. Poetic. Gonna screenshot some of these for future use and write them down later because they're getting really long. But it might be handy to transcribe some of these into my notes later, so I'm just going to record them that way for now. Something border. Around each sigil is an adorned edge serving as a container for the information within. There are 8 different borders, each one corresponding to a different color. These borders always correspond to the banner and national colors of that specific realm. So that shape matches up with these patterns match up with colors. Putting it all together. By studying the core, rays, motes, and border of a sigil, we should now be able to unlock the meaning behind what was previously an undecipherable enigma. Red banners, martial... Foo? Okay, so this is the Kingdom R. A-R. I think we know the name of this kingdom if I double check other stuff, because it's just like the area we're in right now, I think, if I look at the map again. But that's... Wait, no. No, we're in Iron. We're in FE. But these are around... Martial. Never mind. Sorry, that's not the mountain that has 2 things. So, Martial, it has outward pointing lines. But we don't know what a lot of it means. I think the shape is it's like that, but... The types of... I think the rays are supposed to indicate... transportation style, and we can't see what these are. They might be rails, but I don't know. Oh, I guess the things I was writing down were what goes down in the border. Maybe not. No, these wavy lines are not wind. They're red. Yeah, red banners, martial fog. So it's a military thing. That's a military kingdom. Yeah, there's a few confusion points with the messed up book, but yeah, this appears to be this thing. They correspond to the banner and national colors of that specific realm. How come one page lists 5 realms, but this one lists like 9 then, by these colors? Or 8, I guess, because this one doesn't... This one repeats. Unclear. Yeah, we have restricted information here, unfortunately. It happened. Let's see. Let's go back to looking around. This is a lore episode. We're loring it up. Is this the end? No! My lore! They took it all away from me. Okay. So it's going to take some time to piece some of the stuff together, but now I know that we're correlating chess pieces to a grid. And that recontextualizes how I write the information down, and also makes me, given that it contradicts my information, we also need to cross-check my information to see what's wrong with it, which is probably all of it, honestly, and then see where to go from there. I'm also half an hour in before even starting the run today, so I'm at a dilemma where I'm like, do I just go ahead and stop now? I'm like, do I cut the episode here with the new shorter episodes I'm doing for the audience, and then start the next episode with the run, or I could definitely go in, pick the most suicidal route style, because I still need to go over here and pick my seed basically for the run, and I could pick the most hazardous one and just have a little chaotic little run where I quickly run out of steps potentially. Watch this be the one that lasts 3 hours though. Each time you draft a dead end in your house, spread $5 in the tomb. What? Okay, well, first of all, the tomb is new. We have to look at the new one. Ooh, it locks my camera to the stairs. It does this in the library also, and almost never anywhere else. It's actually really nice when it does that. Don't have to sit there and keep doing this the whole time. So this generates money. Like a lot of money too. Every time I generate any dead end, money gets put in the tomb. The question there is, does the tomb not lose money? Okay, that's the broom. Am I about to do some big lore proggers right now? Am I gonna poggers those proggers? Until I'm preggers? No. What does that mean? It's just a mix of candles. Some exist, some don't exist, and some are lit and some aren't lit. I don't know if that is applicable in any way. It's a 16-part grid. Each of your journeys come to a conclusion here in the tomb. The floor plan is the definitive dead end. Or is it? Turns into money. Oh, these are crazy bits of progress. So... where's that page? Yeah. One of my oldest pieces of notes is, pages of notes? I don't know. I wrote down the order of all of the, figures in the chapel. All of them have a tool, or some kind of signifying factor, and then they have a number. So are they all holding them up by default? Maybe I should make them lower them in that order? A lot of torches around. Lots of dead ends. Oh. Open only in the event of my death. Simon. So here's where it all ends, at least for me. And of all the picturesque places of this grand estate, I chose this dreary, dank dungeon to be laid to rest. And that same dim, somber fate fell upon my father, and his father before him, who loved the outdoors even more than myself. They say there is no stronger bond of servitude than tradition, and family tradition, thrice as strong. These are chains that seldom bend and never break. And I do wonder what plans and prospects of yours will be sacrificed upon the family font of convention. What biography of your own will you forsake to add another page to? Your father's memories, or your mother's, or mine? In our youth, we are gifted with dreams and ambitions. At our death, we are left with realities and regrets. I think there is no greater sin than to perpetuate tradition that stagnates growth, that strangles purpose, that suffocates dreams. What point is there to live another's life at the sake of our own? Oh, how I wish to have been buried underneath the great oak, overlooking the plains, the wondrous woods and worldly mountains, and the wild holly that surrounds that trunk, a perpetual token of sympathy laid across my grave. What dreadful tradition is it that dumped me in this sunless hollow? And if by morbid example this dark crypt makes any impression whatsoever on you, if reading this letter within these damp halls plants in you a seed of hope, if these words might grant you strength to bend, if not break these chains, then would I cherish this tomb more than oak and sycamore and spruce, more than the wondrous woods and worldly mountains. This cold stone room would become the most cherished place in all our domain. I would have you raise a shrine upon this spot to commemorate the moment of your liberty, to treat this sepulchre as hallowed ground, to realize that grand gestures can be as effective as they are theatric, and to, in turn, as recompense for the freedom thus granted you, commit yourself to be buried here within this mausoleum of dreams, and when the day comes to write your own letter, to inspire the next generation that follows in our footsteps. As is tradition, Herbert S. Sinclair. He's really good at writing, is like the defining trait of Mr. Sinclair. They realize that it's really like, I get into some like with some of these things I get specifically into like a Shakespearean sort of flow. I don't know, it's probably not actually the iambic pentameter specifically, but like when I'm saying it, it reads as poetry in a way that I don't know how to write. Like the moment-to-moment formatting is very nice. Just the way that the words that are put in that order don't just evoke things emotionally and visually, but also just read really well. And that's always crazy. Lamenting the tradition while also dooming somebody else to it in a way. Because the gesture is itself the point. The gesture, the tradition, the theatrics, the connection, the greater purpose. And how it conquers flights of fancy and the idea of just doing something that seems neat in a vacuum. Okay, so number 1 is the hoe/farmer. Let's see if I can accomplish this. I think they're already all raised. Let's see if I can find it. That should be it. Lower. Number 2 is the baker. Am I going to be able to tell who this is? Am I even right about who this one is? The baker. Oh, it's definitely you. Okay. Thank God my notes are clear. Number 3 has a pitchfork. I don't necessarily have the same formatting for every single name, because the important thing is just to be able to tell later what I mean. Number 4 is the chimney sweep. I believe that's you, right? Broom, riding crop, angel. Yeah, scepter. Yeah, this must be the chimney sweep. It also might be just like a dusting thing. I don't know. I figured it out. That's the important thing. So number 5 is the broom. Number 6 is the riding crop. Yep. And number 7 is the scepter. The one that looks like royalty. Ooh, I am not setting foot inside the actual manor at this rate in this episode. We'll see how many steps I have left. It might be best to just stay put and just start the next day over at the rate things are going before I go in. Although I do wonder if there's a way to like preserve the $5 that I picked up. It also might just be worth doing a run just to see what I can generate with that money. That plank's clipping through that other plank. Who's leaving skulls out? This is a kept mausoleum. What are these? Why are those scattered about? Big arrow. Oh, the theme park silliness of this place. Having a big arrow pointing at the door. Is that a torn map? Yes. Underground map. Excavation tunnel. Reservoir. It connects to something. Something that starts with the letter B-A? Is that A sticking off the page past the tear? I think it is. They cheated a little bit. Yeah, that 3 is also going past the tear. That's funny. So something connects down here. There's a... So the reservoir has a boat. So if I could fully drain the thing down to nothing, then that would be... Let me see what's at the bottom of the reservoir, if it's even possible. Otherwise, I can cross it when it's full with a boat. There's a sundial looking room here, an excavation tunnel. I don't know if this is worth like recording, because I don't know if I can use information from this to really do anything. 2 and 3 connects to somewhere. Maybe I'll just add it to my screenshot collection for later regardless. I'm just opening more pages of Earthen View and then pasting into them and then leaving it there. Like, I'll either save this or transcribe it in some way later between episodes to not drive everyone crazy. Yeah, that's a screenshot fodder to me for sure. Is I might be able to later compile this map all together in GIMP and recreate the final image like an old school. Hello. I didn't just die, did I? Oh, it opens that door. Okay. I say I didn't just die, did I? As if this is a game where you die. Like there's a thing that feels like a failure state sometimes, but like that isn't. That's just us turning in for the day on our very low stakes competition. I mean, the stakes are whether or not we get to have an entire mansion, but I don't remember if there's even a time limit. I think it's just can you do it or not. I don't think there's a ticking clock in the number of days left. That'd be a little scary if there was, because it's a bit of a challenge to get through here. But if it did restart, you'd be so powerful at that point. Is this? Uh-huh. Ooh. Okay. So this is the minecart I heard about. I can push it back through here, but I won't be able to reach this doorway once I do that. I must be near the reservoir, as they said. Oh, here's the room. Jeez. Okay. We're reaching a lot of the larger crazy stuff right now. Is this Cerebro? Look at that entry hall. Man, I have not watched X-Men for a while. I need to get caught up on that so I can watch the sequel series. Well, this doesn't connect to anything right now, but there's ways of moving it clearly, just not here. And I'll be able to get around from this side back to that side once I move this minecart. But I won't be able to get that on the other side of the minecart till later. But I think over there and over here probably connect to 2 different parts of this room, so as you're rotating it around, that'd let you get around and accomplish things, potentially. I can't get around it, can I? Oh, you could fit, you nerd. Okay. Goodness me. We're making bigly discoveries today. Okay. Basement. It said basement. This is the rest of the B word. Alright, add this to my... Open yet another tab for later. Okay. Foundation, elevator, foundation. That's one of the places we placed. Concealed entrance, cliffside exit, minecart. Fountain entrance, tomb entrance, torch chamber, rotating gear, 2 north lever. Yeah, I'll make a image editing document for this map so I can add... Upgrade disc. Yes. And that's... Okay, so this is one of the sigils. This one means... We won't get much from it yet, but... It has the... emblem that starts with Orin. It has that weird telephone pole looking stick on the outside. The outside rim doesn't really look like it has a clear indicator unless that's 3 lines for rain or maybe diagonal lines for wind. Not sure if we can get much out of that yet. I like it is refreshing to get to explore a normal concrete area that doesn't rearrange itself constantly. I wish more games were like Myst all the time. Like, not literally exactly like Myst, but I would just like to see more 3D exploration puzzle games coming out more. Just because I like Portal and stuff, but Portal became so popular that a lot of games became about solving puzzle chambers all the time. Okay, maybe there's too much water. I might need a little less water in the reservoir as it turns out. But if you drain it all the way down, it looks like the staircase might reach the floor on the other side. But I don't know if it'll reach on this side, or if there's a ladder. It seems like you want to reduce the level of the water by 1, and then go across. Then maybe you get over there, and maybe you get to unlock the basement from the other side. That might be what's connected to. Yeah. And then from the bottom of the fountain, you can probably come in here. Although maybe not, because like if you're draining the fountain to get into the fountain, then it'd be really hard to drain the reservoir to go down the stairs. But one way or another, you want to access that side of the room and then go down the stairs to see what's down there, probably. The moment I saw the ability to raise and lower each water level, I figured you probably will at some point need to lower all of them. But for the moment, it seems we need to lower this level by 1 so I can at least reach the boat. So being full is intuitive as one of the 2 states you'd pursue, but they've sidestepped that being the obvious solution. I'm a little worried about how deep I'm going, because I think way back there was another branch I wanted to go down and explore that I haven't done yet. Oop. The basement door is locked. Okay, well here it is. So you don't open it from the other side. I've been on both sides of it now. You don't open it by just getting on behind it, you open it by getting the right key, I guess. The question is it just the basement key, or do I just need to bring any key here? It's not entirely clear, but given the big red emblem, I kind of think they're going to give me a big golden key with a red gem in it. And I'll be like, damn, that's the basement key. I really wish I'd checked the car keys, but then I would lose my shovel. Which arguably, like, maybe doesn't matter anyway. Did I imagine there being a different direction to go down? Oh, stop costing me steps, you dick. Right around here, right? That and that. Okay, so maybe... I think I was thinking of back when I was at the... minecart, when I was trying to remember to go right later. And I forgot that I had already gone back. There's so many thresholds around here that cost steps, man. Alright, so that was big. Unfortunately, opening that up did not give me any kind of permanent upgrade that didn't change my step count. That's another series of candles toppled over. There's enough of those separately that they probably don't amount to a puzzle you interact with. Well, I'm halfway out of steps, but we might want to just accept that because, next run I'll have this many steps when I start. It will add it to my total. I'll have plus 20. God, look at it go down. Still, might have a chance to play something cool, or, yeah. Might as well play it, because I might have the chance to do an observatory or something. Well, I'm trying to remember, because I'm bad at remembering my own name, because I don't think about who we are that often. Did the other note also say Simon? Was it also addressed to me? Because I thought that maybe it was the groundskeeper or someone. It was like, and they happened to leave their letter behind. But it very well may have been directly addressed to me. Again, I just didn't expect a second letter addressed at me, obviously. Bride Bridge, yep. All right, yeah, let's just do a little run. I'll run out my steps, but I'll see if I can place like the observatory and stuff like that to keep leveling certain elements of the game up. Oh right, the foundation's always here. I wasn't planning that clearly. The foundation is here, but we can't necessarily use it yet. I wonder if there's water down there that I have to drain, or if there's like a specific way of getting up there. There's a lever up there. It's not clear to me if there is an interactive puzzle yet for the foundation. But the foundation being near the beginning means that it gives me 2 more branches relatively easily, and that's nice. I can place the terrace. I'm going to be playing a bit more fast and sloppy right now just to see what I can generate for the sake of it. While not necessarily being so worried about anything else, because the run is kind of doomed. Watch it be the fastest, sloppiest, weirdly successful run. Okay, that's like a golden pawn. Sorry, my throat. Damn. Storeroom, golden pawn, yeah. That's weird. Storeroom, golden pawn. I'm definitely not placing it in the same place each time. So these seem to match these. I wonder if then they want me to place all of the white pawn or blue pawn pieces. Yeah, that's a white bishop, which always made sense. White bishop in the chapel, the first one I ever wrote down. So those are consistent, and the placement of this is not. That makes me wonder if I need to place all of the blue chess piece rooms in one run via RNG, and then go back and place them on the grid where I placed them in the map to match it. And then you get a reward for doing that all in one run, maybe. Which sounds fucking hard. One more little gem for me. Courtyards are free. It is nice to get that one place so that the courtyards become free. Obviously. Yeah. Don't have security placed, so this is not going to work for me. Security, of course. This is a chance to iterate on the parlor design. Because we're clearly progressing through a series of puzzles where every time I do one, we progress. The gems are in a box with a statement. The white box does not have a statement. Okay. White box does not have a statement. True. And this is neutral, so this one has to be false. So the gems are not in the box that has a statement. And that's the only claim. So the white box has the gems. The question is it good or bad to progress this quest chain here? Intuitively, it's good, but they are getting harder to solve. So the harder they get, the more likely I am to not get the gems. But maybe there's something at the end? Similarly, here's the billiard room. Nothing hidden over there. Create plane. Plane? Like God's plan? Okay, time to interpret this again. Is it 16? What? Alright, 16 divided by 8 is 2. So the middle really does just mean 12 then, doesn't it? 15 minus 5 is 10. No. Is it times 4? 4 times 4 is 16. Divided by 8 is 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 5 is 7. No. So 4 plus 12 is 16. 4 plus 12 divided by 8 is 2. 3 plus 12 is 15 divided by minus 5. Minus 5 is 10. I misread it, didn't it? No. Okay, what does the symbol mean? This is somehow 16. Is it squared? It's a square, so it's squared. They kept giving me they kept giving it to me with 4, and it was so fucking confusing. So it wasn't giving me new information ever. And that was frustrating. Okay, so 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. No? $16, 2. Three squared is 9. Yeah, 3 times 3 is 9. Nine minus 5 is 4. And I clicked on that correctly, right? Okay, what does this symbol mean? 16. 2. Alright, 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. I did 7 already. Right? Didn't I do 3 plus 12? Because I thought it might be 12 at one point. I've done 3 squared, and I've done 3 times 4, because it's 4 sides. 12 minus 5 is 7. Which is not the answer. Ooh. I might be locked out of getting rewards from here until I find what a square means in this game. I don't think I reached that part of the classrooms. Do I need to go escalate the classrooms till they teach me what a square means in their math system? But like, how? What other ways does 4 become 16 here? That should be enough information to solve it. I keep not being able to do that. Let's see. It's 4 times 4, which could be meaning multiply by 4, or could mean squaring yourself, obviously. We've already tried that. I tried the flat value of just 12. That doesn't work. What other kind of maths are there? I don't know. I've been here long enough that I think I'm gonna move on for this one. But I need to find out what the square means. I'm really taken aback by that I can't solve it with the intuitive options that are in front of me. Because it definitely feels so doable. It's just 4. So I should be able to explain how it's getting there. So I'm really surprised that I can't. Back to the foundation. Alright, so that was a decent chunk for the first room. I guess we'll go back to the starting room. I'm just hoping to place the observatory in a walk-in closet. Alright, let's finally place the walk-in closet, because I never place it. We at least get to look at it. 3. Got 2 ivory dice. Key and a gem. A lot of gems this run. A black pawn in the walk-in closet. Sorry. More words to write down than usual. Okay. Pin, pine. Yeah, I've done this one before. I remember that. Is there a secret to the walk-in closet? So I'm paranoid that some of these might like have secret entrances or something. Is this just her nice closet? Is it your closet? Would you have a picture of yourself? Or is this an extremely sapphic closet? Oh, running shoes. Shit. Even more. Oh, I guess it's 4 items, and maybe the two dice counted as 1 item? Maybe? That's a lot of items. Yeah, it looks like a woman's closet, but also has a picture of a woman on the mirror, and you'd expect the picture to not be the owner of the closet, but somebody they care about. Obviously there's platonic forms of caring, but feels a little bit romantic in its placement. Okay, a lot of these will be just dead ends for me, so let's not do that one quite yet. A footlocker. Let's not open that because it might immediately make it impossible to continue at all. Pry and pray. I have that one. I remember that one. My package has been delivered would be a waste right now because I'm about to lose. Such plentiful cash. Tie and tear. They really want to give me that, crow and row. I'm holding on for dear life with my steps, apparently. And getting some loot, honestly. Watch this be a bizarrely high progress, rushed run. Is this the one that I couldn't see before? Plan and plane. Probably have this one already, right? Yeah, I do. But that's the one I was... So yeah, that was a blueprint. That's the one I was looking at before. I think I might have thought it might have meant page at one point. I don't remember the context anymore from when I was looking at it. It was one of those times that I couldn't see... Because I accidentally locked myself out of the room, kinda. Unless I wanted to go back and spend resources. Let's place security. Oh. This is good. I'll get to place the thing and that'll give me the upgrade. Upgrade a room. But I wonder if this will also be like my most used room, or it'll be like a completely random one. Okay, the mail room is not used that much. I can upgrade the mail room, I guess. Sure. Same day delivery. Package will be delivered here after you reach rank 8. That's interesting. Okay. No contact delivery. The package will be dropped off at the entrance steps the day after drafting this room. That's also nice. Crate shipping. A very large package will be delivered here 3 days after drafting this room. So you have to wait longer for it, but it's a bigger reward, which could be good because of the fact that the fucking mailroom doesn't get drawn that often. Same day could be good. It means that you could have it could help you be successful this run, but no contact's pretty great because it means that I get a boost at the beginning of a run, which is pretty nice because you might not make it back to it in time in this one's case. I think I want to do the no contact delivery because I like the idea of making your next run stronger in that way. I think they're all RNG anyway, like you don't know what the item's going to be. These are interesting though, so they get more granular. The first upgrade I got was just like, oh no, add a key to the hallway, which is fine, it's just not that interesting. But that's interesting. Car and card. Yeah, I have that one. The observatory. There's the mailroom. I'm going to keep not placing the mailroom. I wonder if the delivered package mailroom situation will then give me what I earned next run, even though it wasn't upgraded yet, because it does have a package pending. Apples are extra delicious today. Nice. So now if I get apples, they'll make me get more steps. Don't know how much that's going to come up, but I am tickled by it. Coat and cot. I believe I have that one. Yep. Should I be checking up here? I don't want to do this whole lap every time, but I do wonder if they would stash items up here, because there's always a chance of the game generating items. Okay, library is a form of progress. Oh, I should have checked the door. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. I thought we were clear. Boop. Vial. This is the one I can't do, right? And tub. Glass. And... tub. Bath. Wash. Ash? No. Acid? This one's hard. Anything in here? The Fixed Stars. I believe that's the book we already have access to, so let's not do that one. Do I already... Oh, Orinda. That's gotta be the rest of Orin. Just as a reminder to pump the rest of that in. I'm curious about the pump system user manual too, because we have a pump system, but there must be a trick to it. Let's run that one. I don't remember if I've already read the history of Orinda. There's stuff to do here in general, but the pump system, there's a trick to it because there's a whole extra pump that I don't have access to right now. I'm curious about that. Boiler room. Let's generate the boiler room and see if I get lucky in generating the lab next to it, maybe? I do want the laundry room to see what that does, but I'm currently trying to figure out how to do the boiler room. This ladder's still open. Does the boiler room remain solved? It does. You don't have to solve it each time. That's nice. That's good news. And forward's the only way to go right now. Let's see if I can generate anything in this direction. Dead end, lose half my steps, commissary. Not great. Oh, I can redraw though. Come on, give me a lat. Dark room, gymnasium, bourgeois. Does the dark room have ducts? It seems like a room that would have ducts. I wonder if I can check in some way. Let's see. The dark room have visible ducts. Okay. So we should be good there, except I can't see what's coming next. Okay, yes, you're powered. Oh, and I can even see a little bit more. If the power went out, does that mean that this doesn't work? No. That power's still on. Okay. I was able to confirm that this room has ducts at least, but if I click here, I won't be able to see what I'm placing next. If I go back to the billiard room, I can unlock that and try to generate a power thingy, but I have 13 steps. So kind of not... I don't think I can even reach there in time, but I definitely can't get back. So unfortunately, I think I just have to RNG it and hope that I can generate a lab next. That's cool that you can see the power going through. This is definitely a thing then. We can see the power going from room to room, so we know that the boiler room works this way for sure then. I just need to figure out how to ever generate a lab attached to the boiler room. Oh, I don't even have a key. Oh, this run's already over. I don't have a key. So I can't open up either of these doors. In fact, I think the billiard room locked door might have been a security door. Yep, that just like that, it's over. All right, well, we had to poke at some things. I progressed a couple of these systems and learned a little bit. Got to see the boiler room up close and personal to make sure it works this way too. So that's all good. And next run, I get to start off with more steps. So now I'm starting with 20 steps and 2 gems, and we'll see if the fact that I have mail at the mail room, we'll see if that happens to mean that it generates at the entrance, because that would be helpful, or if I have to get mail again before that'll happen, because I've unlocked that system, but the mail was already there, so I don't know if that mail will be switched to the entrance or not. And the foundation is here. It's useful because it's a branching path, so having that for free all the time is pretty nice. But I don't know how to progress with it yet. And we still have the question of all the chess pieces. Yep, got some stuff to unravel. See you next time.